Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to be filming again, and I am very excited because today I am finally sharing with you all my top favorite menstrual cups. So this has been a video that I've been promising for a long time, so if I come off as a little nervous, it's just because I feel like it's been built up for so long that I want to do this right. But before I jump into my favorite menstrual cups, I do want to mention today's sponsor. You guys know how much I love them, Modern Fertility. So if you've not heard about Modern Fertility, I did do a full review and video with my results, taking the test, everything, which I will link underneath this video. But what they are is basically an at-home testing kit for your hormone levels and your fertility. When you open up your box, you get this nice little pouch that you can use for change, or you can use to carry whatever you need. Actually, a menstrual cup might fit in here. We should try that out. And then you also get your kit number to register, some directions, and you can go on their website and they describe how to do everything. And again, you can go check out my video as well. I explain everything step by step and in depth there. And then you get your testing kit inside. The testing kit itself involves just pricking your finger, which they give you these little puncture tools, and putting blood in the allotted cards and then sending the card back in. And with under 10 business days, you will get back your results, which will tell you your ovarian egg reserve, which a lot of people don't know this, but before you're even physically on Earthside, while you're in your mother's stomach, you actually have already developed all the eggs you'll ever have. This is something I learned while doing my own egg donation. I had no clue. I was into adulthood, I was in my 20s, I had had all my children, I had no clue about this fact. But basically, we're born with as many eggs as we're gonna have. So one of the things that ends up happening with a lot of people is that when they go to start trying to have children themselves biologically or donate or whatever, they get tests done and it tells you how many eggs you have in your ovarian reserve. And if they're very low, then your chances of getting pregnant naturally becomes increasingly difficult. So that's one of the nice things about this test is, again, it will test for how many you have, so you can kind of start planning whether you're really young or whether you're older and you're not knowing when you want to start the journey of having children, whether you even want to consider egg donation to somebody that you know, things like that. Modern Fertility is a nice way of finding out those things while in the comfort of your home for an affordable price. Their tests are only $159, which I've gone through this process already, and this was, I think, 6 or 7 years ago when I donated eggs, and I just remember getting the itemized bills, and it was way more when it went through insurance. You can use your HSA or your FSA to pay for it, which is really nice, so that's pre-taxed as well. And then on top of learning kind of how many eggs you have left over, you can also learn a lot about any potential hormonal imbalances, if you might have PCOS or thyroid issues, just basic hormonal health questions. You can find those out by, again, just taking the test at home in the comfort of your kitchen or living room or wherever you want to do the bloodshed. I say bloodshed jokingly, it's really not bad. Again, if you watch my video, it's not bad. Another great thing about Modern Fertility is when you do purchase your kit, you send in your test and you get your results back and you look them up on your phone or on your computer, you do have access to a fertility nurse. So if you have any questions, you can ask them. They can help guide you in the right direction of where your next steps are in regards to your fertility. Even though you guys know I'm no longer having children, I have my tubes tied, I'm just past that journey. Fertility in general and just family dynamics and how they're formed is really important to me as a previous egg donor, as a aunt to a beautiful nephew who came into this world because of a donation as well, as an adoptee. You know, families come in all shapes and sizes, and I just really love that Modern Fertility is bringing tests like these to people in a more affordable way, in a more comfortable way, in the setting of their own home, so they can better family plan for their future, because again, families are made in all different ways, and you know, it's not the old school going to the doctor after your pregnancy test comes up with 2 lines or you skip a period. So if you're considering having children in the future, if you're considering donating eggs, if you're considering you know, having more children and something's not working right and you're not ready or comfortable to speak to a doctor, or if you're just curious about your hormonal health or having some imbalances that you're like, what is going on? Check out Modern Fertility. They also have ovulation tests and pregnancy tests on their website. I will leave all the links to Modern Fertility underneath this video, along with the link to my previous video that I did with them that shows, again, me taking the tests. I'm more descriptive about everything and also shows my test results. And then I'll also leave the discount of $20 off underneath this video as well, off of your testing kit, which makes it even more affordable. And again, you can use your FSA or HSA to purchase one. Moving along to what you all have been waiting for. If I come off as nervous, I apologize. Again, it's just because I have a hard time telling people about what my favorite menstrual cup is, because I'm afraid they're gonna take that and run and be like, this is Kelly's favorite. This is gonna work for me. I'm gonna go buy this. And then they get upset with me when my favorite doesn't work for them, which it's because not everyone is built the same. Our vaginas are snowflakes. They're all so different. With that being said, when somebody usually asks me my favorites through DMs or in person, I usually like to follow that up with, what are the activities that you usually like to do? What is your period like? You know, there's so much more involved in regards to being able to pick the right cup, that just buying something because somebody else online is like, oh, this is my favorite cup, you should buy it, doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. With that being said, I've thought a lot about how I was going to talk about my favorites, because I actually have so many cups that I really like, but for different reasons. I've said this time and time and again, I always suggest having more than one. Not just because a dog or pet or a kid or a husband might get a hold of one and destroy it or flush it or throw it away on accident, or you might misplace it, but also because they are also different. And if you're anything like me and your vagina changes or your cervix changes or your mood changes or your activities change, you might need a different cup for a different occasion. So how I decided to do this is to do my top 5, because there are a lot of cups out there, guys, in different categories, and give you why they're my top 5, and hopefully this will help clear some stuff up and also help you find the right cup for you based on what I really like, because for some reason you all trust me, which I really appreciate and don't want to ever destroy that relationship with you. All right, first things first is my favorite cup for every day. Works really well for me. I usually just leave it in my shower or on my sink in my bathroom, and when I forget that I've started my period and suddenly my period started, it's easy to just grab, shove up there, and go about my day. It's the Dot Menstrual Cup. So this cup is a very nice cup. It's a little bit on the softer side, if I'm gonna be honest. Again, everybody's idea and sense of what's firm and what's soft is different. It just depends on sometimes even which hand you're holding the cup in. It depends on how much you've used it. They soften over time, in my opinion, as well. But I do feel like the Dot cup is a little bit on the softer side. It comes in one color and one size. This is why I'm doing categories, because these cup companies are different in the way that they have their selection and also the feeling of their cups. So the Dot cup is a one size fits cup. I will say that if you have a low-lying cervix or a small vaginal or short vaginal canal, I've heard that this is an issue with this cup. It is a longer cup compared to other cups. It is nice though because it's tapered at the bottom, so that actually does not bother me. I like this cup because it is taller. It's super easy to just put in really quickly, get where it needs to be situated around or underneath my cervix, and I have zero leaking when I put this in correct. I like the punch down fold, you guys know. I like to punch it down here, fold it, and then put it in. And again, because it's so tall, for me, when my cervix is really high, it's very easy to situate it where it doesn't move around or I have to like pull around on it too much. Again, because it's so tall as well, it's easy to grab when I need to get it out. This is my favorite everyday cup. Now, by everyday, I mean I'm not doing anything extraneous. I'm not running a half marathon or playing soccer or doing yoga. This is I'm filming for the day, I dropped my kids off at school, I have groceries to do, I'm going swimming and relaxing by the beach. cup. I really love the packaging. The company is really nice. It's woman owned. I also really love the little carry bag that comes with it. It's nicely zippered and it's fair trade, I believe. I love the cup. I love the brand. They also have a cup wash that is really nice that comes in a really adorable, cute bottle. I love this cup so much that when I did do that review for them, they sent me some extra cups, and now I sadly only have one packaged cup left because I've gifted all the others to people when they've asked me like for my favorite cup. That's how much I love this. I've given them all away. This is my prized possession because it's pretty and it sits on my desk shelf, you guys know, in my office. But yes, for every day, this is my go-to easy grab cup, is the Dot Cup. Again, people who I don't think would maybe like this are people with a smaller vagina in regards to like just the capacity and space in there, people who have a very low cervix, that would be an issue. I don't like to wear this cup when my cervix is really, really low because it does hang very low because again, it is a taller cup. Just keep that in mind if you're looking for a cup that is only one size. And again, the biggest complaint I've heard is that it's too long for some people. Okay, moving on to my next cup. This actually almost ties, if not ties, this ties the Dot Cup for me in regards to my favorite everyday cup, but there's just, Dot Cup has a little lead on them for me in general. But Kind Cup. Kind Cup is an amazing cup. You guys know I did this review of, I believe last year. You guys know I love Christine. I did a little meet and greet chat with her on my Instagram. It should be in my stories still if you guys want to watch that. I love everything the company stands for. I love them. This cup is amazing. It's more ergonomic. As you can see, it has like a more slanted fit to it, so it'll sit there nicely without pressing on your bladder. It has a very long but skinny stem, so you can either trim it down. I don't have to. I don't notice it because it is so small. I love how tapered it is at the bottom, and it's very, very, it's just a good cup. It's not as soft as the Dot Cup. It is a little bit firmer. So in regards to like having more of an active day, but still not like super active where I'm like, you know, needling a lot of suction, this is a really great cup. It's super comfortable. The only reason why I'm not marking this as like the number one for my everyday is because it isn't as easy to put inside of me and get a good fit as the Dot Cup. And I only say that, and the only reason why Dot Cup wins is because this is so tall. It just like it's like dummy proof. It just pops open and then it's there. This, however, you do have to put it in at, because it is angled, you put it in the lower part, at least for me, because I kind of have a tilted uterus too, but where this line is, there's a little line, that's where you would push down and that would be the top for me. So it's just in regards to how fast it is to put in for a good seal. It's a little bit, and by a little bit I mean like a hairline, like not even a huge difference. Like if I didn't have this cup it wouldn't matter, like I would just grab for this. It's just a little bit, takes a little bit longer to get the right seal and for no leaking than this one does. With that being said, however, the Kind Cup is nice because it does stay up longer because it is firmer. So if I'm having a more active day or gonna be up and about and around and walking around a lot during the day, I do prefer the Kind Cup. So again, it's hard to say which one is my favorite because they're both very comfortable. And again, if they were both sitting on like the shower, like in my bathroom or whatever, and I just started my period, I'd be ecstatic to use either one or grab either one. Another advantage the Kind Cup does have over the Dot, and this is for people who are looking for an everyday very comfortable cup and the Dot Cup is too long, Kind Cup came out with a small version, which is awesome. So this is for people who have a lower cervix. This is for people who are maybe a little bit tighter down there or smaller down there, or just in general, the bigger one is not working. They do have an option, whereas again, Dot Cup is one size fits only. So I love the Kind Cup. And again, I hate doing these favorite videos because I love both of them, but again, for slightly different reasons. Now I mentioned being super active. If you're a super active person, my favorite cup for me and my super active things is the Be Free cup. Now, it's funny that I say it's my favorite like being super active cup because it's also a really nice lazy cup for people option, because it is made out of a antibacterial silicone, and for some reason you don't have to like boil it. Like you can just like use it. It's a physically antibacterial menstrual cup. You don't need water to wash or to boil your Be Free cup between cycles. Simply wipe it clean. So it's funny again because it's like, oh, for a super active person, this is great, but it's also really great if you're lazy because again, you don't need water to boil. The great thing about Be Free cup is that A, they're just an all-around good company trying to do good things, but also they come in a plethora of sizes. I mean, look how tiny that thing is. For somebody who is just starting out in cups, who may be a little bit smaller or younger or littler, or if you have a super low-lying cervix, this little teacup, it's perfect for you. But what's nice about the Be Free cup, other than the fact that there are such range in sizes, is that the suction on this thing is incredible. It is incredible. Hands down, like if I'm gonna be playing a soccer game, this is the cup that I go to. If I am like having a super duper active day, this is the cup I go to. It does have a few flaws, however. I think I mentioned this in my review of it. The bottom gets very slippery. It's hard to grab and break suction every once in a while. Like it can cause issues there. But with that being said, I've never had an issue where I couldn't get it out. So it's very easy to use. It pops open really easily. It's on the firmer side in my opinion. Even their softer material is a little bit on the firmer side still, but the lip of it pops up so easily that again, it's easy to open. And it's really just a dummy-proof cup as well. The little flowering petal lip on the outside makes the suction so nice. I don't have any leaking, and this thing does not fall out of me while I'm pooping, while I'm running, while I'm doing anything. Oh, I should mention that dot cup, I can poop that baby out. Like I have to be very, very aware of the fact that like I have that in when I'm pooping in a public restroom, and usually I don't even know how I do it. My body's just trained to do it. But I can get everything that needs to get out without dropping my dot cup, but I do have to push the dot cup back up. The Kind cup, I can poop with that in. I have not pooped it out. It has lowered, however, just a tiny bit, but because it's a little bit firmer, I didn't have issues with that. But again, the dot cup is just the softest out of all that I'm mentioning right now, so it makes sense why that came down. But this baby does not go anywhere. I can poop with this thing in, I can squat with this thing in. If you're a weightlifter, this is great. So this is my like super active cup. And honestly, I would wear this every day. Like I just have too many cups. So again, if this were out, I would easily grab this and be perfectly happy and comfortable and whatever with this as well. So Be Free cup is great if you love to travel because you don't need water to boil it in between cycles. It's easy. So if you're a first timer, it's great in regards to moving around and being super active as well. And it's also great if you have a fear of pooping out your cup when you're in public areas. Moving on to my last two cups, you guys know me, I love to be super honest and I love to mention companies and brands along with the actual product. So with that being said, my next favorite is the Salt Cup. I have a hard time wanting to promote the Salt Cup. I'm just gonna be flat out honest with you guys. But they are a good cup. The company and brand itself, I don't think is as genuine as the other brands that I've previously mentioned. So in regards to like Dot Cup and Be Free and Kind Cup, if I were to ask you to throw your money in a direction, it would be in that direction. But with that being said, it is offered at a lot of chain retail stores, which is why I'm mentioning this cup. This cup would be my favorite in regards to just a generic, like you need a cup that seems to work for most people. The Salt Cup is definitely a good first cup to try. A, because again, you can find it in person at I think all Targets and then a few other stores, but also it comes in a variety of sizes. It comes in the size regular, and then it also comes in a size small now, which this is my last one of, they sent me cups as well. They used to send me cups. Now they don't send me any of their new releases. Like, I guess they came out with underwear. I did not know that until you guys asked me to review them. I don't know why this won't open. Okay, hold on. Let me get this open. They do have a small cup though. They also have the Salt Soft that they did in collaboration with Put a Cup in It, which is also nice. So in regards to a first timer trying to pick a cup or a brand, Salt Cup is nice because they do have a lot of options. And again, it is just a, in general, good cup. I will say, however, it's not as tapered as at the bottom. So if you do have the issue of kind of having a sensitive opening, that may bother you. And that's where I kind of like a more tapered bottom, like the Dot Cup. But I can't seem to get this open right now, but they do have a small and they have a Salt Soft. In regards to, in general, finding a cup that you will like and easily, that is where Salt Cup comes in as one of my favorites, because again, you can find them in person in store, which I know for a lot of people in regards to just like, oh, I started my period, I'm finally confident enough to try a cup. Oh, there's a cup. It's a lot easier when you can find it in person. So the Salt Cup is a great cup, but personally for me, if you're gonna spend money supporting the Dot Cup or the Kind Cup or the Be Free Cup, I love everything those companies are doing. And moving on to my last cup, because like I said, there's only 5 because there are tons of cups. There are tons of cups out there, which I am gonna bring back my regular cup reviews just to let you guys know. That is something that I have on like the forefront of my mind. I do have some cups lined up that I want to try, also some period underwear. If you have any other reusable menstrual product suggestions, let me know. You guys know I haven't really been able to even squat very well because of my knee surgeries. So holding up a camera and doing that and not falling over and not showing everything while reviewing it is kind of difficult. So now that I am more mobile and everything's going well with my health and my knee, I will be getting back to those regular scheduled menstrual product reviews. But anyways, last but not least, the Venus cup. This cup is offered in a small and a large, and what I really like about this cup, because it is super affordable, you can buy it on Amazon, so it's accessible to most everyone, and they not only sell a size small and a size large, but they also sell a 2-pack where you get the size large and the size small, which I love because then for first time users, they don't have to try to decide or sit there and think like, okay, the large says that I have to get it because I've had 3 babies, but the small looks like it would fit me better, but I'm not under the age of 21 or whatever the guidelines are. So I really love the Venus cup because again, it's very simple to use. It's very dummy proof. It's got the same consistency and feel as the Salt cup. They're, like I said, I think in my opinion, very similar. The Salt cup does taper off a little bit at the end more, but the Venus is shorter, so it kind of negates that. It's a nice feel. It's not overly firm. It's not overly soft. And what I do again like about it is that it's so accessible. It's so affordable. They sell it in the 2-pack, like I said, and it's sold online on Amazon. I believe it's Prime as well. So I honestly don't really know how they're making a ton of money, but Venus cup is, in my opinion, a really good first time cup. I've had a lot of people reach out after that review that I did with them, and they've loved the cup. So I do know that is a good cup outside of me using it as well. The Venus cup will come in as my favorite, as most accessible with the best price point. Now both the Salt and the Venus are cups that I again would suggest for beginners because they are very easily accessible, whether online or in stores at Target. They both have the same firm, soft consistency. So in regards to not being overly firm for people who are sensitive to that, or too soft to people who are afraid of, again, pooping things out or just walking and them falling out, because it happens. They're good cups and they're very easy to use in whatever fold you're most comfortable in using, whether it's the push down, the C fold, or things like that. There you have it. There are my top 5 favorites and why, and in different categories. I hope this was helpful. Again, I feel just like, I feel so nervous to even edit and post this video because I feel like it's just been built up too long and now I'm just gonna disappoint you all with it. If you have any questions, however, please feel free to reach out in regards to these specific brands. I'm happy to answer your questions because they are the ones that I've used the most. If you have a suggestion for other reusable menstrual products or things, or just in general that you'd like me to talk about or try, leave those below. Tag me in companies' posts on Instagram. That's an easy way to catch my eye because I do check Instagram regularly. I will leave my Instagram handle over here. It's just Kelly with an I on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, but I'm really struggling. I think I'm too old for that platform. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you, Modern Fertility, for sponsoring today's video. If you guys have any questions about Modern Fertility as well, I'm happy to answer those. They also have a great customer service over there on their website. Again, check out that video I did with them. I'll leave that underneath this video. And I hope this was helpful. I really do, because I want to be helpful, but I at the same time want to make sure people understand that just because something is a favorite of mine does not necessarily mean it will work for you in regards to things you're literally putting in one of the most like precious and sensitive and unique parts of your body. Thank you for watching as always. Thank you for being patient with me over these last couple years and just kind of me transitioning and not really knowing what I'm doing here anymore. And I will talk to you guys all in my next video. Bye.